Oh, good grief. Just out here taking my climate change measurements. As you can see, the sea levels have devastatingly risen to the exact same level they've been for the past 300 years. I mean, that's what makes climate change so dangerous. You can't see it, you can't feel it, you can't measure it. It's like a concealed weapon. And there's other things to worry about too. Like, for example, there's a lot of unjust things happening in the world. Like, did you hear about the Supreme Court overturning Biden's authoritarian student loan forgiveness plan? So, like, what are they expecting me to be responsible for paying back the student loan that I took out? That's not my responsibility, and that's unfair. It'd be easier if whoever gave me the loan was just stuck with the loss of money. It's a pretty simple solution if you ask me. And not only do I think student loans should be forgiven, I think home loans should be forgiven too. Because here's my home. Pretty nice, isn't it? But guess what? I don't want to keep paying for it. And yes, I do deserve to keep it. All they would have to do is just cancel all home loans. Then nobody would be burdened by having to pay for the houses that they bought.
But then who would pay back the company that gave you the loan?
Well, I don't know much about economics because I'm not a biologist, but I am of the opinion that they don't need to be paid back. So if we just did that, then I would be better off at someone else's expense. And I'm not gonna pay another penny on my student loans no matter what they say. And I couldn't even if I wanted to. Because it turns out my degree in gender studies that cost me $150,000 doesn't really lend me a lot of job opportunities. Surprising. And I'll tell you what else bothers me. Open borders and why ours isn't more open. Like, the border's open, guys. Come on in. What could go wrong? But then you have Texas authorities closing off sections of the border with razor wire. Like, what are they trying to do? Make the border a border or something? Extremists? But luckily, the Biden administration cut down the razor wire so more people can easily, illegally enter our country, which is their legal right to do so, according to my truth. And not only do I think us having an open border should be mandated, but I think us having open doors on our homes should be mandated. As long as having open borders is such a good thing, it should be illegal for you to close your front door. Why? Because having a closed front door is uninclusive to people who you don't want in your home. But I think it's time we amplify the equitable diversity of inclusiveness to allow people who we don't want in our homes to be in our homes. Because that's what we want. No human is illegal, all lives matter, and trust the science kind of thing. It's a fact that closed front doors are racist and xenophobic because there's a chance that the person on the other side of the door is a different race than you. And at the very least, there's a chance that they're a different person than you. So given that there's only upside to open borders, we can bring all of those same benefits to our individual homes if we can get this open front door policy passed. And if someone comes in and trashes your house, guess what? It's simple. Just go buy a new house by taking out a home loan that you won't have to pay back. See? That's how the economy should work. And I'll tell you this, it breaks my heart to see people misgendered. Of course, what you internally identify as should be obvious enough to others that they should be able to observe it and verbally reflect it back to you to affirm who and what you think you are so you don't have to affirm yourself. The purpose of other people is to be preoccupied with affirming me. While I obviously identify with my gender because it's a deep and fulfilling thing to identify with, I also identify with other things too. I identify with pronouns, nouns, verbs that represent my most recent action. I identify with my blood type, astrological chart, human design, and the level of antigenic response my immune system has to gluten. So just as common courtesy, I'd appreciate you addressing me as such each time you acknowledge me. I don't think that's too much to ask, and it's abusive not to. Also, my heart breaks that the Supreme Court struck down affirmative action. Affirmative action was a masterful way of getting minorities admitted in college so they could be entrapped in student loans that they can't get out of, as a way of helping them get ahead in life. But the court apparently doesn't want racial equity where people are advanced or held back based on the color of their skin. They're just a bunch of bigots that don't know the best way to end racism is to make everything about race. But unlike the Supreme Court, I think we need to take this equitable strategy to more areas of society, but mainly all of them. Like sports. Why are we still keeping score as the way of determining which team wins? Achievement-based scorekeeping? Give me a break. It's racist to not be making this score about race. What we should be doing is observing which team has the most minorities, aka least amount of white people, and using that as a criteria to decide who wins the game. So anyway, just a few ideas I've been working on based on the logic of equitable policies that haven't worked but definitely will work if we just keep doing more of them for a longer period of time. Do you know what the problem is with saunas? Most of them suck because they're expensive and take up a lot of space. And that makes it really hard, expensive, and inconvenient to get the amazing benefits that you will get if you're doing saunas regularly. But I'm happy to say Bon Charge solves those problems with the infrared sauna blanket. It's by far become my favorite way to sauna. I'll tell you why in a second, but first, some of the amazing benefits of why I sauna is boosted metabolism, stress reduction, sleeping better, and detoxification. And there's a lot of others. If you want to be lean and ripped, can you say heat shock proteins, bro? So aside from gifting me the amazing benefits from an infrared sauna, the other reasons why I absolutely love the infrared sauna blanket by Bon Charge is because it's inexpensive and it's convenient and compact. If I wasn't using the most cost-effective sauna system on the market, I'd have a big, blocky, expensive sauna taking up my entire bedroom or half my living room or half my garage. But instead of that, I get to quickly and easily roll out the infrared sauna blanket. I'm usually using it for 30-minute sessions 3 times a week, and then when I'm done, I wipe it down, put it away, and I don't have my beautiful home left cluttered. Using this bad boy has become an absolute staple in my health and fitness routine. I find I recover faster from exercise, injuries recover faster, my metabolism is boosted, and I'm detoxifying on a regular basis. And I sleep better. If you want to bring the most cost-effective, convenient, compact infrared sauna system on the market to your life, then just go to boncharge.com/JP. And while you're there, use the discount code JP for 15% off. Happy health and healing, my friend.